Welcome to the Jim Bakker Show. I'm your co-host, Ricky Baker. Please welcome our special guest, professor at Montreat College in North Carolina and author of over 40 books, Dr. William Fortune. Now please give a warm welcome to my dad and the host of the Jim Bakker Show, Jim Bakker.
Thank you, Ricky Baker. My son and my daughter is co-hosting with me today, Tammy Sue Baker. Can I wait?
Pastor, how was Christ condemned?
By religion, people.
No, what was his crime? I mean, one, he stood before Pontius Pilate. And what did Pontius Pilate say?
Said, I don't find any guilt in it.
And what did the mob shout back? Give us Barabbas, crucify him. It was a mob shouting, crucify him.
Yeah.
It was not a trial. It was a mob that dragged Christ down.
There's going to be personal and great betrayals in the church and in the world. Mm-hmm. These 31 things that God gave me, the main one probably that everybody remembers was 9/11. Mm-hmm. God showed me 9/11 about a year and a half, I think it was, or so before it took place. In detail, D.C., New York, the terrible explosions in both places, people running and terror. That's where the word terrorism God gave me, which I hadn't used much. But that all took place. But this is the one that I just want to leave you. Well, I think I'm going to give you the 20th too today because I'll sneak that one in. But 18 personal and great betrayals in the church and in the world. What they've done to Trump is absolutely the betrayal. You remember the word God gave me at Rick Joyner's ministry several years ago now. Right in the middle of a show interview, we were on live television, and right out in the middle of it, I just come out with, there's going to be a great wounding on the left. The Lord gave me a prophetic word, and I'm going to throw it in and let the prophets try it. But the Lord showed me there was going to be on the left a great wounding. And as I'm sitting here, I'm afraid there's going to be a death. I really am. I'm very shaken.
You're saying on the left, like liberal politics.
In the liberal world, whether it be Democratic, I don't know. The Lord didn't say Democrat. He just said on the left. And I'm positive now what it was. Mm-hmm. It was the election of Donald Trump was the greatest wounding I think the left ever received. And God showed it to me a long time before it happened. But he said there's going to be a great wounding. And that wounding is Donald Trump. And they can't get over it. And there's such a betrayal in church people too. They get angry and they betray. So, I mean, it happens in the church. The church is like a political system. And it can be good politics or bad politics. But it's really serious. The betrayal. The 19th, I read before, is an atomic bomb is being built in the United States. Piece by piece has been being brought in. But the 20th is that this pandemic is so bad, which is number 20, that we need to try to pray it away. If be possible, we need to say, God, thy will be done. But because there is going to be pandemics, there are going to be that fourth of the world dies from them. This is when the Lamb opened the fourth seal. I heard the voice of the fourth living creature say, come. I looked, and there before me was a pale horse. Its rider was named Death, and Hades was followed close behind him. They were given power over a fourth of the earth to kill people by war. This is that four horsemen, that last day ride. They're on earth to kill. They were given power over a fourth of the earth to kill people by war, by starvation, by disease, from wild animals of the earth. When you study that, it just jumps out, and I didn't know that it was disease. That word is death, but when you translate it properly, it's disease from the animals. And of course, AIDS is a disease that came from the animals. So that kind of thing is going to happen even more so. The World Health doctors say it's 100% that there will be a massive pandemic, and they're frightened by it. What they see, what's mutating right now is pretty serious. Yes. But here's the thing, Doc. You warned us about the EMP from North Korea. You warned it. You have people that are warning us. We have people that have been on the show here, Dr. Pry.
He's been working directly, and for him, the heartbreaking frustration, 3 times. Federal bills have gone up. The 2 of them were called the SHIELD Act. Got through the House, and then one member of the Senate, Mikowski of Alaska, killed the one because it didn't have the right perks.
This is what makes people frustrated with Congress.
That's why I admire Price so much. He is in there every day pushing.
He's been working on years, probably a decade, on this.
Yes.
And they voted just to close down the
very
EMP
agency,
commission.
A committee to continue evaluating the threat level, and that was defunded beginning of October. I had something very disturbing said to me. I was at a conference about 1.5 years ago, and the question came up of how come there has been no federal action? And there was a young woman there who, I believe her, claimed she's good friends with the daughter of a senator. They've talked about it, and the daughter of the senator said the elite will take care of their own. Believe me, the folks at the top, more than a few, they have their escape hatches, while the rest of us are caught in the middle.
Here's the thing. The reason everyone, or 90%, die the first year, the cars can't move, the trucks can't move, airplanes all fall out of the sky and can't fly anymore. The ones that weren't up flying, they can't get them to fly because everything mechanically engineered
It's
by
dependent on electricity.
All of that, the cars all stop running except maybe a Model T Ford. Here's what happens 1 minute after. You ought to get this book set, by the way. But 1 minute after, everything stops. Nothing can run. You don't get delivered. Amazon's not delivering anymore. There's no food in the stores within, how long will you think? In this situation, the food can't last even 5 minutes, probably. They're going to grab it all.
The average community in America has between 20 to 30 days worth of food on hand. That's from what's in your refrigerator to the truck that's backing up at the supermarket unloading. However, a fair part of that, of course, is dependent upon electricity for refrigeration.
That's right.
Therefore, within 2 to 3 days,
frozen food's gone.
Almost all your frozen food, you better eat a lot quick before it starts to rot.
Eat all the frozen food and stuff that needs refrigeration first.
Quick. Do it quick. Within about 2 to 3 weeks, the average American community will be out of food. And then what happens? Now, before that, though, what's infinitely worse is your water supply. Anything that requires electrical pumping is gone, and your sanitation is gone. With the loss of sanitation, within 5 to 7 days, what you were just talking about minutes ago, disease will start spread at a rampant level. Within a month or two, the United States would be like some of the real hellholes of this world in terms of disease like we haven't seen in 100 to 150 years.
And so nothing's flushing, nothing's moving. So what happens? People start using the bathroom outside, wherever they can. Millions of people doing their business wherever they can.
That's the disease part. EMP, it's not the actual EMP that kills you. It's everything else. If you're on an airplane, it loses all his electronics. You can have Captain Sully up there, but if he doesn't have electricity to run the hydraulics, to run his elevators and ailerons, it's gone.
That plane's coming down.
That plane's coming down. And then you lose your medical supplies, you lose it all.
The reason I'm such a prepper, people call them preppers, is I've seen in the vision the last days. And when I've seen it in the hunger, and when I saw that video, the masses of people coming out of the cities, nobody's going to stay in New York or Chicago. They're going to stay in the cities. You can't live. Nothing's working. Nothing's running. So they're all going to go out to the country to try to find food. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Get this set of books. This 3 books tells the whole story and the video. And I'm going to throw in Tammy Sue's Christmas concert. And it was amazing Christmas concert. I'm going to give it to you free, okay? That's okay with you, right, baby? And then I'm going to give all the tapings from this show with you this week. So these shows will be, I don't know how many hours, 3 or 4 hours probably of that, plus your prophetic word at the evening service there. We have a video of that, and then these 3 great books. 1 second after, which is amazing. Which really is, that's the book that Congress kind of stirred them up a little bit. But one vote.
One senator killed the bill in committee.
Unreal.
And so if we all die,
give her a call up in Alaska.
You know who to blame, not me. No, I'm serious. Though it's because of greed. They got to have the pork, not to eat pork. They want something for their area. Sometimes they want to put that in. Then there's states that are overcharging the people in taxation. And so they want the federal government to bail out those poor people in those states that are being raped by their own leaders. You understand that, don't you?
The great state of Illinois. Yes. I want a tax system where it's like, how much did you make? Multiply that by 17%, meaning take 17% of what you made, send it in, thank you. Tax simplification, because everything else is just game playing so that the influence peddlers get more and the rest of us get shafted.
Why couldn't they just do one, you pay sales tax? Could that ever happen? Where no IRS, all you need is a sales tax, and so if you buy something, you pay the tax on it. If you never buy, you can just save money up by the ton.
Because every one of those tax code laws, why are all those high-rise office buildings surrounding Washington, D.C.? What is the purpose of lobbyists? Is the purpose of a lobbyist to walk in and say, gee, I'm here to make America a better place? It's no, I'm representing this, and if you support us, we'll donate $50,000 to your campaign.
Yeah.
But you're going to change this tax code in just this nice little way here. And suddenly, remember Trump posed with the federal tax laws as they're now written, and it was monolithic.
Mm-hmm.
How come the tax code is in one page? That would be a liberating day.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the day the stock market doubles. That would be the day we start really, truly draining the swamp. It's called the fair tax, or a flat, open tax without all the other stuff.
I believe President Trump has done as much as he personally can do to make a tax bill. he had to compromise in a lot of areas because otherwise we wouldn't have one. So it puts him in a pretty difficult position.
Of course it did.
And wouldn't it be great to have elected a complete Congress that all they care about is what's good for all the country, not just for their place. And this is why the EMP bomb has not been solved. The thing could,
Right.
the grid could have been hardened for hundreds of millions of dollars, I'm sure.
It would have been, it would go into
Probably
billions.
billions now.
Billions, of course.
And
But what's a billion?
no, it's we give more away than
Yes.
than what we could have used to
Yes.
save this country from a collapse. Our grid is old. It's in bad shape in many places in this country. And it's like a domino effect. When one part falls, it all comes right on down. And I'll tell you what, some of you, the way this weather's going around the country, some of you better get a generator. Because when that power goes out, it's the coldest weather in history.
That's right.
Could I throw something in?
Yes, absolutely,
Well,
Doctor.
because of your ministry, I have one of your generators.
Yes, you do. Thank you.
And North Carolina, up in the mountains of North Carolina, they were saying light dusting of snow. It was about 14 inches at my house.
Oh, my land.
And everything.
That's not a dust.
And suddenly, about 1 in the afternoon, poof, I heard that the transformer blow, and wind chill was down around 0 almost. But guess who had a generator sitting right in his living room, already set up to go, and my wood stove has a little electric fan that blows the heat out, plugged it in.
Into our generator.
And our generator.
Those little electric fans on your
And
wood
our-
stoves are really great to be able to plug in there.
And it was drawing about 40 watts. And I kept my house warm and comfy. And we went, it was about 24, 26 hours. And so I ran a couple of extension cords with lights, and I had
Oh.
and I even hooked up my espresso machine. Because if you
Now
want me
that's
to
luxury
function,
Oh, I
during
love
the
it.
my wonderful mother-in-law gave me one of these Nespresso machines that comes out with all these different flavors. And it's 8 in the morning, and I got wood in the stove, and my dog is just like, gee, it's comfy right here. I want my Nespresso. So off of your generator, I had a nice cup of Nespresso to start my day.
Wow. But the cold is what is so dangerous. And if you don't have a generator, right now, today, I can guarantee you probably the generator, we're down to where we could be out in a few days. There's another shipment coming behind, but this package is free shipping. This is the only generator that's free shipping right now. But this one here is the one that if you will not freeze to death if you have this one. I don't know if you have a heating blanket, but if you don't,
Pastor,
Doctor.
could I jump in first?
Yeah, would you come over here?
Okay.
Can you?
This is what kept
you're
me
totally-
running for more than 24 hours.
Yes,
So I'm running my wood stove electric fan.
yes.
I love the elegance of all these USB ports.
Yes.
So my little computer is okay. My cell phone is okay. Lighting's okay. These draw next to no electricity at all. That kept my house lit.
They're only 3 watts each bulb, so they're equal to about a 50 watt.
Oh, it was great.
You got plenty.
Yeah,
of,
my neighbor called up 11 o'clock at night. He said, you got your light? I said, yeah, my generator. So
So they wanted to know how you were having
he
lights
knows.
on.
He
'Cause-
knows.
Oh.
Yeah, but this is what kept me comfortable.
But this is worth everything when there's no power. Everything's dead. And then you use this in your bed and then put on all the blankets you can find in the house. If it's 25 below zero, get all the blankets and put them on. And then just plug this into the generator. It has a, I call them cigarette plugs. You know, it's a cigarette lighter plug,
Yes.
12-volt plug, which goes into this right here. That's right. And so then you're hot. You're not going to freeze to death.
One of the things I appreciate about this newer system is you're getting the readout here of your energy use, where it's going, how much time. It's an elegant machine.
Right now, we're asking
$4,100.
for this, what?
$4,100.
$4,100 for all of this, and
Free shipping.
and the retail of this is what?
The retail actually is going to be $7,461. That's not including the shipping and the bonuses. I mean, that's just...
So what are you saving with this?
You're going to be saving, plus the shipping, $3,636.
You're saving.
Yeah.
Now-
That's in bonuses we're giving.
Okay, so free shipping on all of it. It's hundreds of dollars of shipping, and this microwave is
600 watt.
and well, is this? Do you still have this one
We're going to go to a 700 watt
today?
beginning with today.
So you may not get this 600 watt Westinghouse. You will get otherwise you'll get a 700 watt, which this does real well with 700 watt. This one here will run it. So it's still low wattage. This comes with it.
The hand crank.
This is something they try to make this a luxury. This is not a luxury to me. If it's snowing and it's no sun,
That's right.
you know, I mean, we put this in our living room even. We put them out on our porch. You get a free bonus panel with this.
Yep, it comes with
foldable panel.
Exactly. It comes with 2 solar panels instead of 1, which is one of the bonuses you'll be getting with just this offer.
The cart, this aluminum
Beautiful
deluxe.
cart.
Take that bag off that. I mean, just so let me see the top. It's a great cart. In fact, you can use it to move stuff around your house with because it's such a great cart. That comes with it as a bonus gift on this thing.
That's right.
And-
it also comes with this EMP bag, which is fantastic. I mean,
Yes.
with the threat of everything happening
Yes.
right now, you're going to want to have something like
Doc-
that.
That's what I store it in. But with the blizzard coming,
Of course
I wasn't too worried about EMP at that point.
Yeah.
That's right.
Doctor,
Let me add.
Tell
I-
me
I
what
set
is
up, I set up the panels in my living room the second day because I wasn't sure how long
Yeah.
before the power company came
Yeah.
back on. But because I was able to charge my little iPad up, I was tracking what the power company was doing and where the outages were and where they were being. So I was
Yeah.
never out of contact.
Wow.
Can you imagine being in the dark? Can you imagine having no news? Nothing, not knowing if the blizzard's going to last another month or last a day or whatever. But with this unit, you can plug your big screen TV, your direct, your dish, your direct TV dish. You can plug all that stuff in there. Surround sound, everything we plug into ours. And they're in the middle of a storm. We've got color television. You know, I was in black and white day. I always say color, but Lori said it's all color television. Well,
HD.
beautiful big screen color television that all hooks up to this.
That's right.
And these 2 units, this is the brand new model this year.
That's right. It's an expansion battery pack. It plugs in with a really hefty black. Right there, you're holding it. It plugs in one generator and plugs in the other also. And
This
it's,
connects them together.
it's seamless. You won't even notice that the power switched over to the other generator.
Right.
It's amazing. And then the bonus cords, of course, this is the cords that you
That's
plug.
a 25-foot extension cord for the solar panels. So that's going to plug right into your generator and then directly into the back of these units right here.
And the 3 light pieces come.
That's right.
And then we have the flashlight
1,000
also is a
lumen?
bonus
Yeah,
deal
that's
with
amazing.
this. I don't know what all it comes with. Is that about everything that
That
comes
is
with?
actually everything that comes with it.
All right. So doctor, when you plugged all your things in, did you say, "Man, I'm glad I got this generator"?
I said, boy, I really like Jim Bakker.
Oh, that's why you came back. Did you come back to thank
To
us?
say
For,
thank you. But-
thank you that you
Well,
got a generator.
No, but let me add in a couple of things. The sun comes out the next day after the storm, but it's windy. I set this up in my living room, and there's legs that you can adjust the angle.
Yeah.
And I had it plugged in, and I wasn't sure how long the power was going to be out. So I'm recharging the system even while I'm running it.
Yeah.
Finally, the power comes back on. So I fold up my panels. I plug the unit back in, put a full charge in right off of the cord in the wall.
Yeah.
And I put it back in my bag, and I put it back in the closet, and I'm ready to go. And next time I'll say, thank heavens for Jim Bakker as well. So, and anybody who orders this is going to say, thank heavens that they've been watching Jim Bakker.
And we have a few hundred of this deal left in the warehouse right now. I can guarantee those. And if they're gone, if you call or if you go to the website, it will say sold out if they're gone. But order this today, and we can guarantee them right now. And you get free shipping. You get this blanket that honestly can save your life. And you can go on our website and maybe get an extra blanket or two.
This offer is $4,100. You can get it at the JimBakkerShow.com, or you can call us at 1-888-988-1588.
And today,
but you want to get it now because of the free shipping.
So tell me again, how much do you save today on this?
You're going to be saving $3,636 overall, but the $275
You're
plus that
saving
shipping.
today.
That's right.
And this is in this package, and you're going to love it. But this EMP situation should have been solved. It's probably the greatest mistake and guilt that our government leaders need to take on themselves, because this is something they knew about. We had research commissions and all on it, and they did not do anything about it.
I think one of the most underreported stories of 2017 is what happened and what is happening in Puerto Rico.
I think at the last figure I heard, about 2,000 people a day are moving out of Puerto Rico.
Yes, 300,000 people, I believe, have fled to Florida.
Yeah, and they're going into, and so that's going to put a load on other people in other states. But
why isn't it being reported?
Because the news is not reporting news anymore. It's not news. It's anti-Trump network or pro-Trump, one network. Basically, I mean, it's just not news. They make news.
Yeah.
We are conned. We have been taught. That's why millions in America they've taken the lie. I want to tell you something. Probably the #1 prophetic word that I've heard in the last few months is suddenly. Something's going to happen suddenly. By people I believe in, people I count on, people I know, people that are accurate, and suddenly it's going to happen. The Bible warns about the suddenlies, when they cry peace and safety. And that's what people are saying. And that's why food is still #1, because you can't live without it, and water. But we have amazing, I don't know what the deal is. Do you know what that one pump,
I do.
That one pump
Yes.
and
The Dual
a water
Supreme.
barrel,
Yes.
that's #1.
That's $125, and that's a get water storage offer.
It's $125 to filter
Purify.
99.999% of all disease.
Yes.
And you get a big blue barrel with that, which we call rain barrels. You remember the song
55
Rain
gallon.
Barrel? Right. And we just have so many different ways. Good.
You
Get
remember
down.
the 1977 July in Queens, there was a horrible blackout.
Yes.
Several weeks.
Yes.
If you want to know what EMP will look like in America, go back and look at 1977 July in Queens, New York. You will see what would take place in America in a matter of a few days.
Yeah. Go to our website, JimBakkerShow.com, or go to our.
You can go to the phone number at our 800 number, which
Yeah.
is 888-988-1588, or you can still write us at P.O. Box 7330.
Yeah. But I want them to know that they can go to our home shopping network, where there's still the big sales, and that's gonna open up in a few days.
Exactly. We love our phone company, but our website is the best place to get the best deals. You want to go to JimBakkerShow.com, or you can now go to PTLShop.com and get amazing deals.
Yeah. So we're trying to budget ourselves so we can give free shipping on some stuff. We can't do it on all because there's no margin at all to ship. But we're going to figure it out. We'll
That's right.
figure it out.
We will.
When you buy through our internets and our emails, it's almost for you to order is hardly costs us a penny.
It helps support us in a great way whenever you
But
order through the online store.
800 numbers, we pay for, that's our phone number, and we have to pay a lot of money to use an 800 number. It's not toll free, only for you that use it. It doesn't cost anything to use it. But so people are helping us in every way they can, and we just really need help, and I hope they'll really help us during this special, special month. But if we can, keep the products going and all, and most every product, like these books, these books are the greatest source, and they're novels, really. When they're written with documented facts, but they're written so it's fun. Well, if that can be fun, but because it's a story, and there's family and people in there. Some are based upon people and the college you work at.
Novels, I'm a history professor, but novels are one of the greatest tools for teaching history. One example, To Kill a Mockingbird. No matter how many government reports there were on the state of racial relations in the South, To Kill a Mockingbird, I remember reading that in junior high and crying. It was, wow. Novels have always been a very, very effective tool. And in fact, that's what Congressman Roscoe Bartlett asked me to write when the commission reports were being ignored, to try and reach to a popular audience and a simple story about how one family deals with 1 year after an EMP and what happens to his family and his community.
So you can read the answers and the problem and what it's going to be like, and there's probably, government people have made it so we have not fixed the grid. They made a decision. One vote changed things. Isn't that crazy? It's almost a disgrace to let one vote kill something that this could save 90% of America's population.
Yes.
So, but order those for a gift of $78, and all the videos and all your teachings and all's in there, and your speech, your ministry. You become a history teacher, prophetic voice there. So that is amazing.
Yeah.
Get those, and there's free shipping on that as well. But the thing that is so important, when I saw the video of your book 1 second after, and I saw those people going out looking for food, and saw the airplanes come out of the sky, saw all the drama of that, and I saw them eating a snake. They were really looking for that, trying to get that snake.
When National Geographic filmed the sequence in my town, of course the whole town wanted to be in it. But here's the moment. It was a very hot day for October, very, very warm. And we had about 100, 150 people who were going to act as refugees on the road. And they were using shopping carts to push their children along. Well, they do a take. Let's do another take. Do a take. Now we're just reenacting something. We're acting, all right? But it's around 4 in the afternoon. The kids are getting cranky. People are sweating. Some of them are like, blah, 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 blah. And the director said, one more. And they're staggering up this hill, and there was a child crying, saying, I want to go home. I want to go home. And the sound person, I was like, and I'm standing there with ice water down my back.
Yeah.
And everybody's connecting suddenly going, this could be real. America with shopping carts with their children in them, trying to find something to keep them alive for another day.
I've had dreams of that, and I sob. I cry. The heartbreak of the children starving to death. And that's people not even faking it. They're making a movie, and they're so exhausted by the end of the day. But what do you do after the first week? What do you do after the first month? What do you do after the first 6 months? There's no food. And watching these people trying to find, they're going out in the wilderness, they're going out in the desert, and seeing people looking for, a snake, and then they find a snake, and they're trying to cook it. They have to get a fire going. I mean, you're back to the Dark Ages almost. The thing that more than anything besides water is the food. And we still have our Black Friday food special, or Cyber Monday, and all of them, whatever we had back a few weeks ago. And so we have, and people have been ordering it like crazy, and I'm supposed to end this, but I don't know how long I can go with it, but I'm going week by week. And this is impossible, what we're doing. This is really impossible to do. But this, our Tasty Pantry Deluxe bucket, for one bucket is $175. That bucket is 4 months of food in that one bucket. That's a super big bucket. That's, what, a gallon more than the other buckets that we send out. This is Tasty Pantry, and it has all of our deluxe food, including pizzas and pancakes and bean burgers and just tremendous food, even milk. 30-year milk is pretty good.
It does. It has all of our, it truly, I mean, it lives up to its name when it says it is our deluxe food. This is going to be not only the staples you need, but also going to be some comfort foods in here that are going to help you get through any time of trouble.
But if people would even get one of those a month, and in a year, you would have 4 years of food.
That's right.
And this is $175. And I mean, this is the deluxe stuff. This is the stuff. And you're going to say, oh, I don't know if I need the best. Well, that's our best. And there's very little manufacturing today of survival food. Several of the companies have gone and closed down. This is the best company in our estimation. Some food is so bad that it tastes so bad. We test every bit of food we offer, and it's amazing. Just a few, not too many years ago, survival food, as I often say, was like blocks of sawdust. And that was the only thing that would last. And Mama Lori was making a backpack for survivalists because she saw what was happening down in Katrina, and the people were coming here from Katrina.
I remember that.
And so she said, you know, we ought to have something emergency for a backpack. And so that's how we got started. And the food was so bad, but it was keeping you alive, you know, so there was not much of an alternative at that time. But this food is wonderful. I mean, we eat the pancakes. You know, we have buckets of them in our pantry right now. Today, we're just offering this unit with you have a year of this, we have 2 years of it, and we have the 7 years. The 7-year deal is so good that it has 2 years and 8 months bonus. So it's not 7 years, it's 9 years and 8 months, almost 10 years of food in that 7 years of food, the time of trouble. So with this bucket, this is 4 months of food, and it's free shipped to your house. This is heavy, heavy buckets. And so you're getting free shipping today. And as you know, if you go to, you could just make a gift and say, well, I'm going to do this every month. So you're going to give $175 every month, and that's going to pay for the shipping. And every month, one of these big buckets would come to your house.
That's right. And this is 22 different varieties of food. And the reason that is so important is because of this reason. Food fatigue is a very real thing. And I love the fact that you keep bringing up, you know, this isn't just plain food. This is deluxe food for that reason right there. If you eat the same exact thing, even for a week's time, you're going to get to the point where you have absolutely no appetite. And that's where you're going to start losing energy. And eventually, you know, you're not going to be able to make it very long. That's why we're so big into having the 22 different varieties.
And most of everything in this bucket is a 30 years. This is our 30-year. And the other places where they're starting to sell our food, which has been you know, giving free shipping and all. Like their pancakes, for instance, are 10-year pancakes. Our pancakes are 30-year pancakes. Yeah. You know, you got to read the fine print. Did you ever figure that out? You should read the fine print.
And that is something. The Jim Bakker Show is the only place that you're going to get a shelf life of 30 years. Everywhere else is going to be 10-year shelf life. Even if it's the same exact company, they designed the recipe for us.
Oh, they're different
just
recipes.
For us to be 30-year shelf life.
Yeah.
Can I interject something? You hit something very solid with food fatigue. And I have friends that they have their 50-pound bag of rice or millet or whatever, and they think that's it. And I'm like, no, something like that, and then you supplement it with the rice. You're not going to be eating rice seven.
Yeah.
Hey, you get a 50-pound bag of rice on top of that, you can stretch that out even further. But you're dead on right. Morale starts to collapse if you're eating the same thing literally day after day.
That's
after
right.
day.
Now, we have buckets of rice, white rice and long grain
We have
rice.
our bulk staples, which you're going to be able to get rice and beans and other things like that to add to these
You
varieties.
can go on our web and shop for that. But here's the thing. The reason I haven't bought the bags of rice, the rats,
Yeah.
but they're limited in the time they'll stay fresh. And we're still working on that. But why have food if it's going to mold and rot and rats eat it? And, you know, you got this food, it comes these in a bucket, and it is all in packs with recipes on each one, and that's 4 months of food. And so then you have not only that, but it's in this bucket that floats. This is a waterproof, and I'll tell you, when we were down in the floods, in 2 different big flood areas, we realized how important it was to float. Sue, you were down in one flood zone, which was horrible.
I was.
And you were down in
Florida.
In Florida. You know, the devastation when you see it. It's something to see it on television. It's a whole nother thing to see it in person. And I will never forget the faces of the people and how grateful they were to receive this food.
Mama Lori's not, she has kind of a flu today, so she's under the weather. I miss having her here, but this is her favorite soup. This is creamy potato soup. If you went to a 5-star restaurant, the potato soup would not be any better than this.
That's right.
It's really good. It's really good. But this is the packet that's in there. And then here, this one, here, I've got fettuccine Alfredo. That's right. Ricky, you could make believe you're an Italian, but...
Hey, they're very good. They all come pre-seasoned and prepackaged, but they're, like you said, they're so simple to make and they're so delicious at the same time.
Yeah, so this comes in, so you can do a bucket of the month club if
That's
you'd
right.
like. Just call them and say, I'm going to give $175 a month, and I want 4 months of food.
That's right, and it's going to be 4 months every single month for the 175. And what that's going to do is not only get you prepared, but it's also going to help us stay on the air so we can minister more and let people know what's happening around the world.
Yeah, so you can do that for. You can say, I'll do that for 12 months, and that will be 4 years of food.
That's right.
At the end of that time, which is a way to get started. But if you want a year of food today, we have it in a year of food. There's some extras in this thing too. There's honey in these buckets,
right.
isn't there? That's a bonus
60 servings.
that we're doing right now.
So the actual bucket on itself will say, 283 servings, but we're actually going to be putting a bonus of 60 servings of honey inside each bucket.
It's
And
real honey. That's all
real.
it is honey, and made in by bees.
That's
and
right.
It's, and it's in
It's dehydrated.
powder form.
That's right.
And you put water in it. I don't know. Does it call for hot water? I know.
Hot water,
I think
yes.
that'd be a good idea.
Mix it with
hot water.
hot water.
And you got something so sweet and wonderful. You can put it on the pancakes in there and use it as syrup. But real honey is a lot better for you, I think, than some of the fake stuff.
That's right. But that year for you is $650. It comes with 4 buckets of food. And like I said, each bucket is 4 months of food. So if you do the math there, you're actually going to be getting a bonus of 4 months of extra food with this offer. So you're really going to be getting a year and 4 months of food for $650.
And the one thing that's amazing is you even got Morning Moo's low-fat milk. And you got some great stuff. Puddings in there, too. But then the year for you, you're talking about that. That's 22 variety of food as well. And it's over 16 months of food. And that is a very, very good buy. You're saving almost $1,000 on that 1 year of food.
And plus, we can't stress enough, it is going to be free shipping.
That's not a bad price.
No, I mean total you're saving $998. So that's a great deal right now.
You're saving almost $1,000 then on a year of food.
That's right.
And then the 2 years of food is double that. It's 2 years for you. It's $1,200 for the deluxe bucket year for 2 people.
Right.
So you're saving. What are you saving on that? $1,936. Is that right?
Yeah, but plus the shipping, which is also $160. So altogether you're saving $2,069.
And we're paying shipping.
That's right.
This items is probably the first free shipping we've ever done. And so we hope this will last for another week, but I don't know. We are partnering with our suppliers, and that's how we're shipping now. We ask them to cut the price a little more. I don't know how they're doing it. It's amazing. But then this big time of trouble, which is, we say it's 7 years, but remember, you're getting 2 years and 8 months bonus on that deal, in that food deal. So you're getting 9 years and 8 months of food, and you're saving $7,276 on that deal.
That's before we add in the free shipping. And once we throw in the free shipping, you're actually be saving $7,836 on this.
I mean, almost 10 years of food.
Exactly, yeah.
The shipping on that would be around almost $600, I think. And so you're getting free shipping. I mean, when a truck pulls up to your house, you know you're getting a delivery.
It happened to me.
Yeah. Did you get the whole bucket?
Remember that?
I don't remember what size I sent you.
I was actually taping an interview for another program.
You can tell them.
And it was for the Blaze.
Yeah, you were doing an interview type thing?
I was doing an interview. So we're in my bedroom, and and suddenly UPS truck comes up, guy honks his horn. And I'm like, guys, just... So I actually had wiring on, makeup, everything, and I go out the door. He says, Bill, I got like 30 boxes here for you.
So you got the 7-year
deal. Yeah, remember that was with you several years ago. And the guys with the Blaze said, you set this up, didn't you? And I was like, no, it's it's one of those God things. Remember, they actually contacted you. You contacted them. You actually used some footage of all that being
because they
delivered.
were making almost a documentary or something.
Yeah, it was an
and there
amazing
you are.
moment.
There he is in the middle of this documentary, our food arriving.
Yes, literally as we were in the middle.
And they're talking about survival. Who's the host of that show?
Oh, it was Glenn Beck.
Glenn Beck.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just like today. You coming and telling me a few days ago when you had a terrible storm and the power was out, you had our generator running, and you lived, and you kept the house at what, 74 degrees or something.
A perspective on what you're talking about just now. Do you have insurance on your home?
Yes.
How many of us actually would want to run around without medical insurance? I view all of this as an insurance policy on the life of your family. It's an investment. You are paying no more for a year's life for all members of the family than you're most likely paying on insurance for your car. Look at it that way. You're buying an insurance policy.
To have the food is truly life insurance. But if you see the video when people fighting over a snake to eat. Everything on earth in America, people will dig it, steal it, do whatever they can to stay alive. They'll be eating the most obnoxious things in the world,
And dying
bugs
from it.
and snakes, and the poor frogs will be gone pretty fast. You know, they're just, it's the facts of life. And we have depended upon America. You see, my parents, my sister Donna's mom and dad, and my mom and dad, our grandma, they all were they were farmers before they were our family as we knew it, living in Muskegon, Michigan. But out there in the country, they farmed. They had under their farms and under their house, they had cellars, root cellars and food cellars and all. But their way of life, they would have been, today they'd be survivalists. They had to. They weren't considered crazy. Do you know the only people that think I'm crazy are people who haven't gone through a storm yet or a problem?
That's right.
When we were in Houston, that was awful. I was there. I walked it. I saw it. Flew over it. It was hideous. None of their houses where we were, especially where we were working with the lady from the church there. When I would come up with these big fat buckets, nobody laughed. Nobody mocked.
No.
They took our food and thanked us for it.
Every single one of them.
Nobody's going to laugh at you when you have food. They're going to cry. They're going to say, thank God. Thank God somebody prepared. I mean, the Bible is so clear that it really, in Bible words, is, like only a fool sees trouble coming and doesn't prepare. And if you order this 7 years of food today, it's going to be the cheapest you've ever been able to order food. We're paying the shipping, and the manufacturer is helping me pay the shipping. You're getting 2 years and 8 months of free food in this 30-year buckets of food. It's amazing. And it's $3,700 for, can you imagine, if you'd add up your grocery bill, can you imagine what almost 10 years of food would cost? Perilous times are coming according to the Bible. And then suddenly these things are going to be happening. It's pretty tough when people go through things and they blame God. They do. They really blame God for it. Why didn't God rescue me? Why didn't God do this? I wonder, all the people around Noah, I'm sure they were yelling, why didn't God save us? How long did Noah preach anyway? He preached for a few hundred years, I think. And they were invited in. It took a lot of preparation, and they were mocking it, Bible says. They were laughing. The Bible says that Noah prepared an ark to the saving of his household. The Lord was on his side. The Bible says he walked with God. You start reading the Bible, and you're going to learn one thing for sure. perilous times are coming. We're in the last day. America is so crazy right now. America is fulfilling the last day scriptures. The love of many waxing cold. All of this. Betraying one another. All of this. It's all in the Bible. The theory always I've heard is, you know, the stock market, if it goes up so long, and it's been going up for a long time. And man, if that thing bottoms out and that balloon pops, that could be a suddenly. So in 2018, as a historian and a prepper, kind of, I'm your prepper supplier, I guess.
You are. God bless you.
What do you think could happen this year that you would prepare for and you are prepared for?
What would I prepare for? Number one, I would prepare for a potential of war with North Korea. Best case scenario would be regime change by covert methods.
Ooh. Say that again.
Regime change by covert methods, meaning suddenly he's no longer there, somebody else is, and somebody else is saying, okay, we're going to demobilize the nuclear weapons. We as America cannot tolerate a psychotic regime possessing nuclear weapons with ICBM capability that could destroy the United States in 1 second. That's my number one concern. Number two, pandemic. Madagascar right now, bubonic plague. Flu can mutate in any number of ways. Last great pandemic in America was Spanish flu, 1918, 1919. Nation of 100 million people died. It would basically it would shut the country down. Number three, I want Americans to be Americans, because one of the founders pointed out, yeah, we got a constitution, but it takes a moral people to ensure that it will survive. Do not give up. But it's insanity, it's a swamp. Be politically active. Support decent, moral candidates. Because if we give up, and that's part of their game plan of the opposition, that we're going to get so exhausted, we're going to just turn on a reality show and forget about the rest. Be active. Spread the word of God.
Wow. Good information. Appreciate you being at Morningside this week. Call me right now. We're going to say goodbye, and Tammy Sue is going to sing us off the air today. God bless you. God loves you. He really does. Tammy Sue.
You can make it. You can make it. Oh, this trial you're going through, God's gonna show you just what to do. You can make it. You can make it.